DC's #1 recording studio.
Thursday night tea. Thursday night tea. Welcome back to Thursday Night Tea with Alexx and Anthony. I have a very special guest here today. I've known this young man for well over 20 years. An amazing community advocate. He and I are a part of an organization, and as a young African American gay male coming out, this person provided a safe space for me, mentally, as well as physically, and in a family setting. Ladies and gentlemen, cosmetically, yes, definitely. Really guided me as a young youth, and I'm thoroughly appreciative and I'm thoroughly grateful to have on my show Shannon Garcon. Give him a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you.
So, over 20 years ago,
Okay.
give a little background about the house, the ballroom community.
Okay, start with you.
Okay.
Well, my part of the ballroom community that I see, well, my history part is more family.
Okay.
I was one of those wayward youth that was just in anything that had trouble. No family, nowhere to go, nothing to do, but just trouble. And the ballroom kind of guided me, specifically the House of Mugler. Raleigh and David, my gay fathers, kind of guided me, took me under their wing, molded me, showed me the whole essence of family, importance of community, and trying to do the right thing.
Yes.
I was hard-headed, as you know, stubborn. Yeah, stubborn, loudmouth. Well, fierce mouth, a good fierce mouth. They guided me and instilled to me. To this day, I thank them. Raleigh still guides me and shows me the right way, and that's the most important thing I try to pass down, that the ballroom, the houses, can actually do a good thing in guiding people when you have the right people in charge, the right mentors.
True. That is so true. And I've taken so many nuggets from the ballroom scene in my professional aspect. I've worked in nonprofit for HIV and AIDS prevention and outreach. I've taken, because I used to commentate, I've taken that and those skills through Jack. Shout out to Jack and Selvin. Public speaking, communication, the commanding the respect of a crowd, things of that nature, all important for what I do now. And it's, I think that the ballroom scene gets a negative, there's a negative stigma attached to it because the people only see the negativity in it, but there's so much positivity. It can be such a safe space.
Well, just to give a shout out to, and both, I'm a Garcon, you're a Mugler now. We're family.
Yes.
But even this last weekend, there was a ball in Paris, the Paris Awards Ball. And if you saw the video, it was a great venue. It was a great crowd, great behavior. Jean-Paul Gaultier was there.
I saw that.
This is something, and it was just great to see how far the ballroom has come from the back places in Harlem to now international in London, in Amsterdam, in Paris, all over the United States. Our influence is there, whether it's on the runway in Europe or in a Beyonce video, or Rihanna video. We're there, and that's our contribution to pop culture and to American culture.
Yeah, and I saw the shout out to Leomi Maldonado in the Nike.
And the Nike ad.
That is amazing. That was awesome. That made the hair stand up on the back of my neck. So you have a website and an app. The app is called OurPride.
OurPride.
And what is the purpose of this app?
Okay, so the purpose of the app is, in the past, in our community, especially the ballroom community, but the LGBTQ community of color, we've got sucked up into Facebook. And so we take it for granted that everybody's in Facebook. So when we do events, balls, everything, we send a Facebook invite to people, and they're like, we'll attend. Well, now everybody's not on Facebook, and everybody doesn't want to be on Facebook, or they don't see the invite. So I thought, one, we need a centralized location where we can kind of put all our calendar, streaming videos. Right now the web series are going well. Shout out to Ballroom Throwbacks, Sling TV. I have them on the app.
Yes.
Streaming their videos, their web series on there. And I thought it was a great idea to kind of tie all that in one place for free,
Yes.
without ads.
Yes.
Because we know now we get an app, there are tons of ads out there. There's no ads. And also kind of do some of the community service with, I started with DC Black Pride. I call it a cube. I gave them a space there where they can list all their events, testing, clubs, parties, workshops right there. And I'm offering to all the other prides, Black Pride. And this is something I want to do for only LGBT people of color.
Okay.
That's it. Because we don't have it, so this is for
Exactly.
us.
I know that you have an interesting take about places where we're not welcomed a lot. Yeah, I feel like we have, how many Black-owned clubs and bars do we have here in
The only one I can think of right now is the Mill.
the Bachelor's Mill?
Yeah.
And they're not supported. Why do you think that is?
I think the challenge that we have with the clubs is that it's a newer generation, and it's the stereotype that the Mill is for an older crowd. And so
I remember them saying that when 20 years ago.
yeah, so and that's and I will say this: the clubs in DC, the venues, Darryl Wilson, Omega, they get these venues. They're opulent. They're great. They look good, and we want to go to them.
Yes.
The Mill is the old staple. They do a Friday night, first Friday there, which is crowded. But and I think part of it's location. A lot of people don't drive, and you want to drink. You're like, okay, here. And change. People want variety. But I think the Mill, they still get a crowd. People still go. But it's a challenge. DC is expensive.
It is.
To own property here. So, I think when I first moved here was the Buck Stops here, Nob Hill, the Brass Rail. No, we don't see those no more. So.
No, not at all. I really wanted to address this, and we were talking about this earlier. There is an issue in our community with crystal meth.
Yes, a big issue.
And I'm almost at a loss of words. It's a drug that takes a hard grasp on the person that becomes addicted to it, and they really just change right before your very eyes.
They change, and the drug owns them.
Yes.
It owns and controls everything. I was talking with some other people, Kenya Hutton, Center for Black Equity, Terrence Laney at DC government LGBT office.
Shout out to Kenya and Terrence.
That we know this is a problem. The problem that we see is that the government and the powers that be see this as a white issue.
Okay.
They don't see it as an issue for the African American gay community. The other issue that we have with us, we're so insular that the people that are doing it, they're not going to admit it.
Yeah.
They're not going to say nothing, so there's no stats on it. We see it. You can go on Jack, you can go on Grindr, you see PMP all the time.
Which is party and play.
Party and play.
Or party with the capital T for Tina.
Well, I was shocked because on Grindr, I was reading an article, and I'm going to post it on my